Hello, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here today. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your tarot card for the week of February 1st, 2026. I set the intention of this reading to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. So if you have Aries in any of those placements, odds are there is a little message in this reading for you. If you don't know what your placements are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, in that description box is information on how you can become a time traveler member. Keep in mind, this is a collective general reading, not individualized nor personalized to you. As the messages come through today, just take them how they resonate, and if they resonate, leave the messages that don't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it's someone else's. Also, FYI, this is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. Tarot card of the week reading is intended to help all of us improve ourselves so we can move forward in our respective journeys. So let's see what your tarot card is for the week of February 1st, 2026 for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What would you like them to work on this week for the Aries collective? One more shuffle. Thank you. Your tarot card of the week, Nine of Wands. What are you determined to achieve in your life that you are about to give up on? At the bottom of the deck, you have the Eight of Cups. What situation in your life do you need to walk away from and emotionally disconnect? Interesting. So typically when we move on from the Eight of Cups, we move towards the Nine of Cups. Some of you might find it a bit challenging to leave a particular situation, environment, or connection that you're currently in so you can move toward that ninth cup. So some of you may actually be contemplating at this time giving up on that ninth cup, whatever that is to you. So let's see if we can get more information on this here for the Aries collective. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Why is the Nine of Wands the tarot card of the week for them? One more shuffle now. Thank you. We have the Emperor. Well, I love when you come out very strong in your energy. The Five of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, and the Two of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, Nine of Cups. There's your ninth cup. Three of Pentacles and the Magician. Wow. Seven of Cups, the Hierophant, the Chariot, and the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. So you have a current situation, environment, or connection that you're in. It's showing up here as the Four of Wands. Now, this could be the residence that you currently live in or the community that you're part of. It could be a relationship, and it certainly could be in regards to your structure and stability when it comes to work. Whatever the Four of Wands is for each of you will be different, but I know that it is also the Five of Pentacles. So it is your current residence or current community that you're not particularly happy with. It's a job that perhaps you feel like you're not paid enough in, or an industry that you feel no longer serves you. It could be a relationship where you feel like you have been isolated or left out in the cold or emotionally abandoned, maybe even sexually abandoned for those of you where this is an intimate partnership. There's just a feeling here of lack. So the Four of Wands at this point in time is not exactly what you had thought or hoped it would be, yet you're sitting here in the Two of Swords in this indecision mode. I want to move towards the Nine of Cups. I want to start working on it. In fact, I don't know if you realize this or not, but you have already been working on the Nine of Cups. You have been actively working to manifest this ninth cup, whether that's a new place to live, a new relationship, a new job, maybe even a new industry. Again, whatever that Four of Wands is to you, it no longer serves you. You're seeing it that way. You're very much in your power seeing it that way. You have identified a Nine of Cups because you're manifesting it. And yet there's some indecision about moving towards it. Why the indecision? Oh, notice how I split your deck upside down. So you feel upside down, or, oh, moving towards this would turn your life upside down. Is that it? Star to the Seven of Cups. That's what you're afraid of. That's the concern. Okay, tell me more about the Two of Swords. So I feel like the situation in your life that you need to walk away from is this. And this is what you're actively manifesting, but you're about to give up on it. Why is that? Tell me about the Two of Swords here for the Aries collective. Why is the Two of Swords here? One more shuffle. Thank you. The Two of Swords is clarified by the High Priestess, the Ace of Cups, and the Sun. Eight of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Six of Swords, the Lovers. There's a feeling here buried within you, okay? And I feel like it's a secret with that high priestess, because remember, for you to walk away from the 8th cup or 8 cups, you would be walking towards the 9th cup, which means you have already identified this Ace of Cups. 8 plus ace is 9, right? 8 plus 1 is 9. So you have already identified this, and you feel that it would bring you 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles, or at least that's the wish, hope, and dream. But you keep this buried within you. 8 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, 6 of Swords, and the Lovers, Wheel of Fortune. It's almost like you feel in the right time, I will be able to work on moving away from whatever this is. There's also a feeling here of you're trying to do this with the least amount of conflict as possible. So what do I mean by that? I could be speaking to an Aries where you're looking to relocate, but you don't currently have the funds. You don't want to make a rash or rush decision. So this could be deep in my heart. I know that I want to move, I don't know, halfway across the world, but I also know that I don't currently have the funds to do that. And so I need to save my funds because I'm currently in the 5 of Pentacles. You could be in a relationship, and either you have already identified the 9th cup as another individual, or it's just the wish, dream, or hope that there's someone better out there for you. But again, to leave the current situation in that respect maybe would result in a loss of funds, right? If you have shared assets with someone that you share a home with, or there would just be a lot of conflict with leaving that individual. Same thing if this is work. It's like I have an idea of what the ideal job would look like, but I'm not sure if I can leave this. Why is that? Why is that? There's a little bit of a lack mentality. Why is that? Why do you feel like you can't leave this behind? You already know that you want to because you're actively working on something new, even if that's only wishing and dreaming. The Hangman. I'm asking why you can't. Hangman. Because it would require you to, in the let go, it would require you to sacrifice something. Wheel of Fortune and the 7 of Pentacles. Bottom of deck, Page of Swords. So I'm asking why you can't move towards the 9th cup, or why you feel you can't move towards the 9th cup. And your feeling here is that it would require you to let go, because sometimes the Hangman talks about seeing something in a different perspective because we need to let go of it, or we need to sacrifice it. And here what you're saying is time. Even though this is not exactly what I would like it to be, 5 of Pentacles to the 4 of Wands, I've invested a lot of time in whatever this is. And so I would be losing, you know, if you were to switch industries, it's like the feeling here is like, okay, well then why did I just work the last 10 or 20 years in that industry if I was going to change it? I put so much time into that. I'm going to leave the community now, but I've invested so much time here. You know, I'm going to sell the house, but I've invested so much sweat equity, or maybe, you know, financial equity into improving it. I'm going to leave this relationship that's not serving me, but I've invested so much time in it, right? Maybe 7+ years or something like that. So Page of Swords, the Star, and the King of Swords to the King of Cups. It's almost like you're trying to be very realistic, very non-emotional about this decision, in truly identifying what this star here is for you, this quote-unquote wish fulfillment, or this 9th cup, Ace of Cups, if you will. It's almost like before you depart from whatever or whomever this is, you want to be absolutely certain that that is more suitable for you. I hope that's making sense. I'm going to get a couple more cards here, and then we're going to just pull advice for you. So I feel like this week, I mean, with your message here being the 9 of Wands, it says, what are you determined to achieve in your life? It appears to be here, this 9th cup, but you are about to give up on it. And you're about to give up on it either because of loss of revenue, a lack of confidence, or too much time invested in a situation, environment, or connection. However, Source at the same time is telling you this is what you need to walk away from. Again, what you choose to do is up to you. Tell me more about that 9 of Cups there. And then we'll get you some advice on how you can, you know, take that next step. Tell me more about the 9 of Cups here for Aries. There's also, for some of you watching, the belief here is when I achieve the 9th cup, right, these nine of Cups, then I can continue to manifest even more. So it's almost like, I don't know, once I switch industries or I switch jobs, like my life will improve, or I have more flexibility or more ability for my life to improve. Same thing if it's like leaving a relationship or anything else like that, because the 9 cups with the 3 of pentacles would be like, now that I have secured this, now I can actively work on actually manifesting or creating more for myself. So you're seeing this as an improvement from your current situation or station. Tell me more about that 9 of cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. The 6 of swords, that would be moving on, right? 6 of cups and the Queen of Cups, bottom of deck, 8 of pentacles. Interesting. So for most of you, you have already identified what this is. The ideal boss, the ideal partner, or maybe even actually another partner. I don't know. But you have already identified it. And you have identified it as that would be the ideal soulmate, the ideal boss, the ideal business partner, the ideal community, the ideal love partner. And I can move forward with this person. So again, whether that is professional or platonic or romantic, the feeling here is I would be able to move forward with this individual. Like I would be able to then, you know, completely change my finances if I were just to find this boss or this business partner, or, you know, to find this love partner, like the 2 of us. I don't know, the feeling here is like then we can become like a power couple. 8 of Pentacles, then we could really work. Page of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, then we can really work on discovering more or learning more together, moving forward. So like if this is career, I mean, I could be speaking to an Aries, you've been an accountant for 30 years and now you want to be, I don't know, a musician or a sous chef. And you're like, this is ideal for me to be able to work at this kind of place or this kind of boss, because this industry or this career path is no longer serving me. And this, I feel, could open up a plethora of doors for me. And your only concern here of moving on from this is time, a loss of time. Bottom of the deck, 8 of Pentacles. All right, let's get you some advice here. How much time are you losing by not moving towards this? I think that's the question you need to ask yourself this week, because you're just investing more time into something that's clearly not working for you. Just adding my little 2 cents there, okay? As your tarot reader, as your friend, let's get you some advice. Can we get some advice here for Aries? How can they not give up on the 9 of Cups this week? What do they need to do this week to not give up on those 9 of Cups? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your advice, Aries. Queen of Pentacles, Judgment, and the 10 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, 5 of Wands. Wow. 5 of Wands, 8 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles. Remember, this is only advice, okay? The Queen of Pentacles is someone who secures their future. They work on their future. They invest in their future. But more importantly, they invest in themselves. And there's something here about you making a judgment call to put an end to something that's clearly no longer working in your best interest. And you no longer even see it as part of your future because you have already identified whomever or whatever this is. So there's something here about making the judgment call that in the interest of self, in the interest of loving yourself, to put an end to something that is no longer working in order for you to move forward. Yes, will there be some conflict with leaving this 4 of Pentacles, whatever this comfort zone is? Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. There probably will be some discomfort or arguments, whether that's internal to you or external to whomever it is you're departing from. The landlord, the community, the spouse, the romantic partner, the boss. It won't come without conflict. You're right about that. So I can see you here in the 2 of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the Hermit. So I feel like this week you really need to do some soul searching when it comes to closing out this cycle. Your advice here for the week is to make the judgment call to do what is in your best interest, not in anyone else's best interest, but in your own, and to clearly start changing your mindset, because swords rule our mind as well as our communication. So there's something here about just changing your mindset. The 10 of Swords is a 3rd decan in Gemini. Astrologically, it is the placement of the sun in Gemini. So there's something like putting an end to this. You know, when you think about the sun going down, the next day the sun comes back up, right? It can't get any worse. So there's something here about not seeing this as an ending, but seeing this as the new dawn of a new day. I don't think you need to make any big moves this week in respect to moving towards whatever this is, but this definitely seems to be, at least advice-wise, changing the mindset. Instead of focusing so much on, I'm ending this, I'm ending this, I'm ending this, changing your mindset to more like, I'm creating this, I'm creating this, I'm creating this. That is what I have for you, Aries, for the week ahead. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. Don't forget to check out the description box to find out how you can become a time traveler. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.